What is up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again. We're talking about yellow today in Albuta. Big thanks, as always, Little Akiba, Heart of the Cards. We get their translations, we get their scans. We wouldn't be able to do these without them. And I guess let's just hop right in. I guess I should give the other disclaimer. We're doing like a pre-review as these cards, as they are in JP, how they'll be in the English meta. That's what our ratings are based on. We aren't, obviously, like, everything's null and void if the cards get changed, which we won't really know until reveals start happening, but they shouldn't. It wasn't announced as a version E. So, we're pretty confident they'll be like this. But yeah, I guess let's get into it. Let me pop over, get my card names here. Okay, so Nodoka Toyohama, Idol with a Sister Complex. God, that fucking title in this art, Jesus. During your turn, it gets 1k power, and it's a mill runner. So it's a 3k on your turn mill runner. That's unbelievably
Oversized
good.
runner.
It's a great card, yeah.
Yeah, like, the fact that, like, power on your opponent's turn as a mill runner is completely irrelevant, and it's still a base 2k.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
crazy.
I know we meme about it all the time, but 3K is basically an oversize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah, this is. I don't want to give it an S, but this is an A+ card. You're gonna.
It's
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely somewhere in the A tier for sure.
Because a runner is still a meta call. Like, a runner is still a meta call based on things. So, like, this card.
This card's gonna be in every meta deck.
Oh, for sure.
Well, guess what? This card also sucks against Goblin Slayer. It literally just loses to the Chaser straight up. They play the Chaser with any power in the back row, and this card just becomes unusable. You can't attack with it.
Well, what if you play your runner with power in the back row?
Then you trade.
What's Goblin Slayer gonna do?
Play
Run to
another
you?
fucking 3k level 1.
Who cares about Goblin Slayer? Bunnygirl has a month and a half without it even out.
A month and a half
All
to
right,
shine.
that's true. Extra plus.
But yeah, I mean, I'm only not giving it an S, Tyler, because a runner is still a meta call, especially a mill runner. Like, I think it works in the fact that this card is in Albuta, and Albuta wants to run a lot of standby, wants to run gate for the Mai stuff. The mill part of it, being a mill runner makes it even better. So it like really fits the deck. Also has like cute art that sends you to jail. So, whatever. Double-edged sword.
She's added this in Carmen.
I'd consider bumping
I
this card
disagree.
up to S tier if it was a Futaba card.
I'll never forgive the Japanese.
Medica's garbage, but okay.
All right, let's move on.
All right. We have Kaide Azusagawa, House Sitting Sister. Level 0, 2000 power. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, put the top 2 cards of your deck into the waiting room. If there's a climax among them, it goes up to 5k. When this card becomes reversed in battle, you can pay 1 clock yourself from the top of your deck. If you do, choose a level 1 or lower character in your waiting room and return it to your hand.
So it's an on-death salvage Ricky.
On-death salvage Ricky that can get up to 5k on your turn. That is not terrible.
I think we should look at it more as that it mills 2 on play, and then on death can Ricky. That's really strong because you're putting more cards in your waiting room. Like, as a salvage Ricky, you're putting more cards in your waiting room. Then you're probably swinging this in an open lane, or you're letting it sit, or you're crashing it. So, like, you can put additional cards in your waiting room after the fact, like, giving you more options to Ricky.
Yeah, I guess another thing to consider is that one of the prominent strategies that I've seen in Bunnygirl is to play standby, and you definitely have more options to stand by with more things in your waiting room.
Also, 5k base is like pushing level 1 relevance.
Mm-hmm.
This came up in our last set review. Like, if it does hit a climax, and you play a climax, well, the problem is if you're going at level 1 in Bunnygirl, you're playing probably a standby climax. You're not playing a global soul. Global soul versus standby. But yeah, I mean, 5k is pushing level 1 relevance, so that's pretty important. It's mostly the mill though that makes this cool. You like mill and then you crash. It's just pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's not the best Ricky in the world, but it's definitely still playable. I'm gonna do A-.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement there. It's like the fact that it's an on death salvage Ricky like almost makes it a B plus, but the mill 2 kind of saves it.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, moving on.
Alright, Nodoka Toyohama accumulated thoughts. Climax combo, when this attacks, if sister panics in your climax zone, that's the wind. And you have another adolescence, look it up before. Take an adolescence, put it in your hand, rush go to the waiting room. When this card's front tapped, you can pay 1 and sack this. If you do, choose up to 1 Nodoka Toyohama Girl from Home in your hand and put it in the slot that this was in as the defending character.
All right, so the change target.
Is that a slide?
Wasn't space for it on the slide. No, it's actually a red card. It's a 2/1.
Oh yeah.
It's a 2/1 10K that can't side attack, and at the beginning of your encore phase, if it's in the front row, you return it to hand, choose 1 level 0 or lower character from hand, and put it in that slot rested. So it's like a 2/1 that only gets 1 swing in before it pops back to your hand, and you have to exchange it. You have to exchange it with a level 0 from your hand to not neg.
From hand.
To not neg. So like, there's a bunch of restrictions on you getting 1 turn of swinging with this 2/1 10K.
Wow.
Well, that's not the important part of this card. The important part of this card is that it's a Maguro.
It is a Maguro.
Yeah, it's a Maguro that is on wind, which is pretty good.
It only gets up to 5K though.
I still think this is going to see a lot of play in English because of the way the English meta is. I mean, like, we're all going to try Standby Gate. Like, whether it's Mai or Nodoka, we're all going to play that deck, and we're going to get frustrated because someone's going to win. AOT is going to win your Futaba, and you're going to just cry all the way to, like, I don't know, a 0-4 record at locals. And then you're going to show up with, like, Wind Gate the next week. Like, because it's just on attack plus that mills your deck. There was, like, a deck tech that I have it, like, saved on my YouTube. I can, like, link it in the description of this video that, like, used this card instead of, like, the standby builds. Because, like, the Western JP meta, as far as I can tell, isn't playing the, like, standby hell that actual Japan is. So this card kind of works pretty well. Yeah, I do think this will see some play, not for its second effect, but the fact that it's a Maguro. But it is a shitty Maguro. It doesn't even get to 6.
Yeah.
This is like truly giving up the plus.
It is a Maguro. It does plus. It's
Wind is good though.
Wind is good. I have to give it. I'm gonna give it a B minus. I think it is playable, but just barely.
I'm giving it a B because it's on wind. I'm completely ignoring the second effect. I'm treating this as a 104K Maguro on wind.
I mean, I'm ignoring the second effect too. I think just a Maguro that only gets up to 5 is.
There's too many restrictions on that Nodoka, and there's too many slots for you to want to run it.
Yeah, basically the second effect doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carmen on this one. B.
Any other thoughts, Tyler? Anything?
No.
Fair enough.
Alright. Maguro. Next card. Otis.
Who is this? Is this me?
I didn't do the last one. Who did the last
Who read the combo?
Me. Tyler. So
Tyler.
What? This one is. I don't know the name.
Talented person, Mai.
Okay. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, you may send this to memory. If so, at the start of your next draw phase, choose a Mai Sakurajima talented person in your memory and put it in any slot on the stage.
Time machine.
Back in time, yeah. Damn, these are like all over the place. Like, at least at JP, we saw so many this weekend, or this past weekend, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, in a slow meta like JP, I feel like the time machine cards are
Yeah.
are great.
They just unconditionally field plus if they get a reverse.
Yeah, they come out, they ping you for 1 or 2, and then they go hide in memory. Your opponent direct attacks you, and you don't care because you're compressed, and you just cancel everything.
Yeah. In English, I think this will suck.
No, yeah. In English, it'll be horrible.
In English, I think this is absolute, like, garbage fire trash. Like, because it's, like, a 105k and all it does is fucking, like, pop itself back out from memory.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try, other than that.
Yeah,
Like, this is only useful in, like, second deck as level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's like,
okay.
you're not going to play this, like, first deck. You're going to try not to play it first deck.
Here's an interesting... If this ends up in memory outside of battle, does it still come back to stage? I don't think so, right? Because, like, the
It
first...
says if so.
Yeah, so you'd have to get the reverse to pop it back out.
It's going to depend how it's translated in English. Depending on how this gets localized, this might be able to pop out if it gets sent to memory in a different way, based on the wording. So
I can't wait for English Bushy Red to word this weird, yeah.
Yeah, this is one to, like, watch out, like, just to see how they translate it. You might be able to do some shenanigans with this. Like, in that, if it goes to memory, even though there's not a reverse, maybe you either are able to leave it there, if you so choose, or it'll pop out even if you didn't send it there, based on the reverse.
Yeah,
So
they'll forget the if so or something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be as dumb as the Aaron Brainstormer that they only fixed recently, where you got a free shuffle.
Free shuffle.
Yeah, free shuffle Aaron Brainstorm. All right,
but in the context of English, I'm going to give it a solid C. I think it's a strictly niche card.
Unbelievably niche, yeah. All right, next. Oh, what is this? What is this? Number 5. Understanding Feelings. Mai Sakurajima. It is a 2/1 counter, a backup, as we call it, for 2,500 power.
Punch.
And then it is a ditch 2 anti-change. Yeah, that's an anti-change counter, all right. Why is it a rare?
Sends to waiting room. I hate it.
It's yellow and sends to waiting room. Why?
Is this the best anti-change Bunnygirl has?
Yeah. Is it?
I have no idea. I have no actual idea. I feel like this card... I've never seen this card in a JP list, I feel. Unless I'm misremembering. I don't think I've seen this card.
First impressions, personally, I don't like this card. I don't like having to ditch 2 on a level 2 backup that only sends to waiting room.
I hate that it breaks. I hate to be that guy. I hate that it just completely breaks color identity. Why isn't this card red? It doesn't say Nodoka on it. Like, I get it's the whole fucking, like, joke where, like, when it's a Nodoka Mai, when it's Nodoka as Mai, go watch the show, it's yellow. But, like, this is a card that says Mai Sakurajima, Understanding Feelings. It is a yellow card, and it sends to waiting room and not to stock. Why? Like, what? That just pisses me off.
This is so confusing.
It's just breaking color identity for no reason. It's just like color identity has never met anything in this game for such a fucking long time. But, like, the last bastion of color identity was, like, how anti-change, like, bombs and backups worked. And this just isn't doing it. Yeah, I'm giving it a D-, like, for making me mad. I mean, it's still anti-change. If you need anti-change, you still play this card. Like regardless of our scores, regardless of our scores, it's English. Like, anti-change is so fucking goddamn important because Love Life Sunshine is running around.
Yeah, that's why I gave it a C-, just because of that.
Yeah, this is bad against Sunshine.
I hate it.
It's so bad against Sunshine because it's waiting room. They just fucking Conan, and then they get to scry mid-turn. They get the damage scry mid-turn. So, like, if they have Conan out and you use this anti-change, they use Conan to bring their Yo back and get a free damage scry. That's your reward. Paying 3 for nothing to like not eat Yo's actual attack after you already ate the burn. Like, that's the big problem with waiting room anti-change is that you just hand the Sunshine player a free damage scry, and the attack itself barely meant anything, and you already ate the 3 probably.
Yeah, if the set has some sort of 2-1 anti-change bomb, I'd run that any day over this.
Yeah, that sent to a zone that wasn't waiting room.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Why is it yellow? All right, next card.
Brian, you're up.
All right, we have Mai Sakurajima Twilight Sky. When this card attacks, if you have 4 or more other Adolescence characters, so if your board is full, choose a character. That character gets a soul and 1,000 power until the end of the turn. During the turn, this card is placed on the stage from your hand. When damage dealt by this card is canceled, you may ping your opponent for 1.
I like it.
This is totally fine off finisher. This is the.
It's fine.
This is
Because she can choose
championship.
herself too, so she can give herself 3 souls and burn 1 on cancel.
This is the championship promo,
Oh.
correct?
Yeah.
When you win.
It
If you get
is,
first,
yes. Mm-hmm.
I like that it's light novel art. That's cool. But, like, there's no other light novel. I don't know if there's any other light novel art in the set. I feel like it's just
There is.
the
I think
promos.
each of the characters have
Each
their-
character except for Sakuta has one.
Okay. I think this is cool. I like the art. The effect's good. I mean, like, Ping 1 is fine.
I'll give it just a flat A.
I'm going to give it a B. I think it's a playable card. I'd consider teching 1 into a deck.
I
that
took this into my proxy deck and I liked it.
B+. It's not quite Aaron, because Aaron has anti-early play Aaron has a bunch of abilities that are better than this. And then also early plays when your opponent has a level 3. This just has like one of the same ability, a comparable ability, and that like it goes to 11 versus sitting cross turn at 11-5 like Aaron does. But it doesn't early play, so it's still good as a one of tech because it's like it's gonna be in your. It's like a reward for splashing your yellow Nodoka, if that's your only yellow. Like 5 is enough to play one of these, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Just for one yellow level 3.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have like, if you're forced to run the anti-change back up, you have other yellow that could end up in your level. It's fine.
I would never
if you
run the
win,
change back up.
I don't know. It's good art too. So
All right,
pluses all around.
let's talk Kaide.
Kaide Azusagawa, sister with a brother complex. When this is from hand to stage, you can drop to 2, then ditch. Climax combo experience. At the end of this card's attack, if the Kaide quest, which is a shot, is in your climax zone, and the sum of levels of cards in your level zone is 6 or higher, you may pay 2, ditch a card, and then sack this. If so, choose one Kaide Azusagawa card to move forward in a waiting room and put it in the slot this card was in.
All right, so let me look up what that is real quick.
Courage to move forward is experience 4 or higher, gains 2,500, so goes up to 10k. It's a 2/2 and has hand on core. It's a 10k hand on core.
So it restands into a worse card.
Yes.
Or it restands into an identical power card that has Encore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's effectively a pay 2, ditch 2 restand, where you have to have a copy of a certain card that you would normally not play in your waiting room.
Yes, and you have to have experience.
I mean, I think if you're playing standby, you definitely run the 2/2 10k hand on core.
I disagree. I have not seen a single standby deck run that card. They run the Koga.
Is there a better level 2 standby target?
It's not better. It's that it doesn't require experience. Experience is really rough for the deck because all your level 3s you want to play them. Because you're trying to assemble the hell board, right? Where you have like the Futaba in the center lane, 2 Kogas in the back, like shitters that pump front like middle lane in the in center. So that you have like a 20-some K Futaba in the center lane.
I see.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's yellow and it requires. I mean, like experience 4 isn't bad, right? Like terrible, but
Well, you need to have 6 for the actual.
what I
Climax
hate is the
combo.
cost, right? Like,
Yeah.
pay 2, ditch a card, sack this
And yeah.
is like basically fine as a restand cost, like in theory, but it also requires you for every copy of this card you have on the field, you have to have this other card in waiting room. That I hate. I hate that so much. The last thing I want to be required on there being a specific card in my waiting room is my finisher. Like, it sucks, like, setting up Kasumi. Like, can you imagine setting up this? Like, and it's not like Sunder where you only have to do it once. You have to do this for every lane you want to play this in.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. like I don't want to run 4 of this 2/2 that I will never field. Like, this is just trying to force the Kaide only deck, the Kaide waifu deck, where you run.
This is a finisher for your Kaide waifu.
Which is like, I don't know, building Kaide waifu means that you have decent enough taste, I guess. And you're running what? Standby shot? Like, what do you get out of playing this shot versus playing the Mai Gate? Like, an objectively better finisher.
You get a card with Kaide on it.
You get a flavorful experience.
Oh, you're fucking right, Brian. You're so right. You get a card with
she takes her pajamas off.
Yeah.
Stop swimming the cat.
I still hate this. Like, I'm gonna give it a B- just because, like, it does draw 2, ditch 1 into its own climax, and, like, I guess pseudo sets itself up because you can ditch the 2/2. But are you really gonna hold a 2/2 and a 3/2? You're gonna hold, if you want to double this, you're gonna hold 4 cards in your hand. Like,
oh my god!
Like, you're gonna hold 4 cards in your hand just to play this, like, restander.
Yeah, I mean, it's playable. It's not
and
great.
You need experience.
It's barely playable.
And you need experience.
It is. This whole thing's barely playable.
No. Okay, C+.
Oh.
The fact that it's all that and you need experience, fuck that. Fuck that every day of the week. I would rather play the Burn 5 on reverse Mai from the trial deck than this combo. Like, I would rather just have the Burn 5. I would rather have the Burn 5 get canceled so that I could do a swing, like, for statistically more likely to stick damage.
You make a good point. I'm going to drop down to C for Cat.
Ugh.
Cat plus.
Cat plus.
The best part about this card is the adorable art.
Yeah, the art is great on this card.
Yeah.
Hair wings. Yeah.
All right, next card. Who's up?
Better than Crab Ring.
I think it's me.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know what card this is.
This is
It's a Nodoka as Mai, I believe.
It's Yearning and Wait.
yeah. Card number 8.
Card number 8. Okay, there it is. Yeah, Yearning and Wait, Nodoka Toyohama. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may put the top card of your clock into waiting room. Put this into waiting room. At the start of your climax phase, you may pay the cost. If so, choose a Nodoka Toyohama active high school girl idol in your waiting room and put it into the slot this was in.
So this is the it's changing into the Nodoka the combos off gate, I believe. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty certain that's what it is. It's a decompression. It's like look at top 4, delete any number of climaxes. Yeah, it is. And then put the rest back, and it gains 1,000. So it adds a heal to it.
Power creep.
And then that card, when you change into it, is draw 1, ditch 1, bounce a character on your opponent's field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are playing this Nodoka that it changes into in JP because bounce is super fucking important to survive in the JP meta right now. I just don't think this whole... This
isn't going to work very well in the English meta.
Yeah, it's like people in JP already, I'm pretty sure, aren't playing this change.
No, it's just the Nodoka.
And the Nodoka in English isn't going to be impactful enough to see play on top of that. So, like, the idea of this card isn't bad. I just don't see where in English.
Maybe
this,
it'll
like,
be better as we
functions.
get more sets.
Maybe Goblin Slayer will slow the meta down enough, like, for this card for this, like, idea to see more play.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because we in English don't have a lot of use for these decompression types of combos as much right now, because the compression meta doesn't exist as aggressively as it does in JP.
I mean, the same thing with stuff like Icy Tail, right? Where, like, Icy Tail in English wouldn't be great, like, comparatively. We're not in as much of a compression hellscape. Like, people still like, can be caught with bad decks more often than not, unlike in JP.
I've been traumatized by Icy Tail at this point.
Yeah. But so, like, these are kind of like, these are reverse Icy Tail, right? You, like, pay a cost and then delete stuff from their deck and then attack, making your vanilla swing more likely to stick, versus where Icy Tail is like, mill the bottom 4 off to try to get you to refresh faster, maybe ping 1, and then go into your vanilla swing.
All right, so what ratings do we give?
I think this is going to be a B-. The only reason I'm giving it B is just because it can heal.
Yeah, I was right around there. I think I'm going to give it a C+. I think it's...
Yeah,
I was thinking about C+, but I only do it B- because of the heal.
I just don't see the Nodoka seeing any play in the English format. Unfortunately, I think it's super cool because it's like a strong card on its own because it has bounce built in on play, and then also has, like, this change support, which is, like, not only very flavorful but, like, pretty decent. It's literally just sack it, change it from your waiting room. Doesn't even have to be in your hand. Like, that's really effective. But, like, the fact that it's just not going to see play. People are going to play Mai instead. They're both off gate. You don't even have to change. You don't even have to, like, weigh a climax trigger difference to pick between these two.
I mean, maybe come Goblin Slayer, you just tech the Nodoka and just to bounce the priestesses.
Yeah.
Because without the combo.
It's like draw, ditch, bounce, and it's in your
like,
colors.
It's like Hogami.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say. Not much else to say, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish it was better, but, you know, it is what it is.
All right.
Next, let me scroll up. I was getting my stuff ready. This is number 9. Kaide Azusagawa, a girl who loves her house. Assist. All your characters in front of this card gain 500 power, and it is a spammable salvage and then ditch brainstorm. This is a big thinking emoji.
They still print these?
Yeah, like, as... Okay, so stay with me here. You're playing standby. You're playing standby. Constant 500 power in front is pretty good for a card that's just going to chill.
Yeah.
This lets you spam to set stuff up, provided you have the stock. That's pretty decent in that build. Like, because you're just spamming to make sure you have the whatever you want at level 2. Like, whatever level 2 you want to stand by at 1.
Oh, I guess it sets up your standby targets in waiting room, yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Like, otherwise, there's no reason to run this, right? But
budget? Is this good?
No. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like this is you run 3 of some other brainstorm and maybe 1 of this for when you're in those bad situations. Like, as a spammable brainstorm in a set that's probably running standby, this is pretty okay.
Yeah, this is the most mega niche card I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C+.
Pretty strong C, yeah.
I'm giving it a C+ only because the first effect is decent enough, and this is a set that probably is going to run standby in one way or another. And these sort of spammable, like, salvage stuff it's better than, like, a spammable search ditch, you know, in the standby deck.
Yeah.
So, and it lets you ditch cards for every one you hit too, so it's even better for standby. Actually, no, wait. This is a brainstormer. A brainstormer can never be worse than a B. Like, brainstormers are just too good. I'm gonna give it a B-.
It's not a good brainstorm though.
Doesn't matter. Brainstorm's too good, dude.
I mean, she does love her house.
Adorable Kaide. All right, next card.
All right, we have Kaide Azusagawa, one step forward. When this card is placed from your hand onto the stage, you may pay 2, ditch 2. If you do, search 2 and gets 3k until the end of the turn.
Oh my god, it's Karen, dude.
It's Karen.
Yeah, so we discussed this card at length in the review, and I think the same thing holds true. This one's going to 55, not even 5. This one's power crept. The other one only goes to 5. This one goes to 55. This has to be good, especially in a build running standby, right? You get to throw away 2 cards from your hand, search 2.
Yeah.
Pay 2, ditch 2 of your targets, grab 2 1-0 Kaides, and then play it out, and then you have a 55 in your other lane, which is the same power as the Kaides you're already playing.
Yeah, I mean, at level 0 or level 1, 5,500 is no joke.
That sounds pretty good.
The fact that this is all guaranteed. It's pay 2, ditch 2, which is steep, which means you had to go second, field 2 cards, get 2 stock, still live at level 0. Or you go to level 1 and this is the only card you're going to play before you set up for your combo. But as a card that on its own could set up for your level 1 combo.
Yeah,
this is pretty good.
It's super Ricky.
Unfortunately, I don't think this will see play because there are better tools in this set to get into your stuff. But this is still super good, in a vacuum.
Yeah, I like this profile a lot. I think it's really cool and definitely worth talking and thinking about.
B+ only because it does require you to swing twice going second.
I'm just gonna give it a B. I think it's playable. It's got places it can be.
Yeah.
Places it can be.
Yeah, in standby, I think this card's much better. In the context
nobody
of this
acknowledged
set,
my joke.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good joke. All right, next card.
All right.
Where are we? Which one is this number?
Card 11.
11. All right. Nodoka Toyohama Sister's Feelings. During your turn, all your other characters with Mai and or Nodoka in the name get 1,000 power. Pay 2, rest this. Salvage a Mai and Nodoka.
Giraffe. If you're running a Mai Nodoka deck, 1,000 on your turn's pretty good with any sort of passive effect. But I don't see where this sees any play in the greater meta.
I don't know. Maybe Nodoka would be a better character if she had a longer neck.
I don't know. I mean, with the wind combo, this isn't bad, right? It puts your wind combo to 6. That's better than 5.
I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about this though. Running 2 bad cards to make a decent effect is not.
Yeah. I also really hate that this is name locked. The Mai and Nodoka, it has no use outside of that context.
Yeah, I mean, as a card, it's okay.
Very good as a niche. Very good as a niche.
I'm gonna give it a D+. I think it's actually bad. The name locking is. You're mostly running Mai's and Nodokas, right? In whatever build this goes in, but I hate name locking in this egregious of a fashion. This is really bad name locking.
But it's so flavorful.
Oh, who cares? Next card.
Ty, you're up.
All right.
12.
12.
Press conference.
Yeah, my Sakurajima press conference. When this card is placed from hand to the stage, reveal one card from the top of your deck. If that card's level 0 or lower, this gains 3,000 power for the turn. If it's not dropped to one card, ditch a card from your hand. This card gets 1,000 power for the turn. Climaxes are considered level 0.
This is pretty cool.
This is a really, really funky effect.
So, you reveal top. If it's a 0 or a climax, you gain 3k.
And if it's not, you draw ditch.
And get 1,000
And
power.
get 1,000.
So, it doesn't dig you into your climax, but it's at least a vanilla. Like, it's either a vanilla or a 7/5. That's not bad.
I think it's too random, though.
I don't know.
I mean, if we're talking about, like, hedging your bets, right, it's either a 7/5 or a 50 or a vanilla. Like, it is at worst on stat line. Isn't this objectively better than a vanilla 55?
Okay, so picture this. You're sitting down, you're playing Weiss Schwarz, you're sitting across from goddesses. They've got their swimsuit aqua sitting there at 7k. You throw this down across from it. You look them in the eye and say, your aqua's dead. You turn sideways, you get up to 75.
It's on play. On attack.
Oh, is it on play?
Yeah, we ruined your theoretical jokes.
Oh, never mind.
I'm sorry, Brian. I thought I had to point that
Okay,
out.
on play makes it better. On play, you
Yeah.
can actually sort of work with that.
I mean, if it whiffs, you get to draw the card you reveal, and it cycles and is still a vanilla. That's very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, yeah. On play definitely helps. If it top checks a climax, you have time to brainstorm it away. So
Yeah. I don't know. This is a decent enough fill card for yellow.
yeah, I'm gonna go C plus or what you
Yeah,
guys there.
C plus. I think it's a really good fill card for the color.
I'm just gonna say C. I'd rather run the memory one over
The time
this
machine.
one. Yeah.
I do want to experiment with the time machine and see how it plays in English. It's probably not going to be great, I feel, but we'll see.
It's the closest Steins Gate we'll ever get.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if I play with time machine enough, we can get Steins Gate.
Email. All right. Next card.
Oh, foot.
Feet.
Carmen, this is you.
Oh,
All you.
God.
Feet's all yours.
All right, now. Oh, it's fucking feet. Why did I get the feet card? My Sakurajima, Intense Pursuit. If you have no other adolescence characters, you don't get to stand this. When this is placed from your hand to stage, it goes to 8/5. So it's a 1/1 8/5 on play, which is its base understated for a 1/1, right? 1/1 or no.
Yeah.
No, wait. It's based overstated for a 1/1. Isn't 1/1 base stat 6/5?
I think it's 7k. I think it's just vanilla statted.
You sure? I don't think it is. I think this is actually overstated.
Here, hold on. I have my Disgaea cards in front of me.
Okay,
Here, let me see
that's
my
very
Laharl.
fortunate.
Let me see
Yeah.
my Laharl. 6k. It looks like.
Oh no, that's
There's
not
a
accurate.
Laharl that's 7k, and there's another one that's 6k. So
All right. Well,
something.
This is a bad card. I think this might be F.
F for foot.
F for foot. Yeah.
F for foot.
Foot. F for foot. Next card.
Yeah, I have nothing more to say.
What a fucking. I can't. Ugh. That
What a
sucks.
foot card.
All right, Sakura Asusagawa, Awkward Kindness. Your other front row center adolescence character gets 1500 power. When this card direct attacks, choose one of your other adolescence characters, and that character gets a soul. So this is another one of those cards that maybe you field back row on turn 1 and then swing out with it turn 2.
Does front row center mean center stage middle position?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah, I think this is like fine. I just don't know why you'd run this versus any card that had a meaningful come and play effect.
Because it gives a character a soul. And souls are damage, and damage wins you the game.
I guess. I'm gonna give this a niche minus. I don't.
Use the speed over that wall.
This is a good enough set in that this competes with cards that have actual important effects. Because this is saying I'm gonna run this card to get a direct attack at some other time to like set up a side. And why would you run that as an edge case versus all the other come and play effects that are actually good?
I guess. Yeah, I mean it's definitely not a fantastic card, but it might have some.
I mean that
uses
line
somewhere.
of play at 0 is fine. You like throw it in the center. It makes sure your
At least
turn,
it's not foot tier.
It makes sure your turn 0 field pluses, and then
Yeah,
also
that's a very
attacks.
that feels like a Disgaea card.
Yeah. Back when Weiss was about playing for field.
Disgaea would love this card.
Next card.
My Sakurajima Complex Mind. On play gains 15. Hammock's combo. One damage to play this card is cancelled. If 2 soul is in her climax zone, choose one of her adolescence characters and return to hand. In waiting room, return to hand, salvage.
So when canceled, you get to plus.
Yeah.
And
it's on a +2.
It's a 35 on play. I don't know. Get these level 0 climax combos that if they were at like any other level would be fine.
Yeah.
Getting all this shit into your hand like in your first 1 to 3 turns. That's a lot to ask.
I mean, the fact that it salvages from whatever cards hit your waiting room in like those 3 turns, there's not going to be much to choose from.
Yeah. It is a plussing combo on a 2-soul, which is noticeable. Like that's noticeable.
2 souls for the first couple turns are great though.
Yeah, slam 2-soul on first deck is a reasonable play.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a 2-soul combo, I think this is better than average. Cuz like it's overstatted on the turn it's played. You're playing a 2-soul deck, so you don't fucking care about your power on your turn because you're
Lucky waifu.
Like
Yeah.
the power on your turn's completely irrelevant. So the fact that it's a 35 when you swing is good for answering zeros. It's just like I don't see where you do this at 0, like with more than one of this.
Well, clearly you draw your first 5 cards, you ditch all 5, and then draw 3 of these into climax as you're going second.
Very powerful. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna give it a C.
C minus.
I think it's cool. I'm gonna give it a C plus.
I think I'm also gonna give it a C plus. I like 2-soul stuff.
I like 2-soul combos too. I think there are. I don't want to say there's not enough of them because I don't want to see more 2-souls running around.
They're funny.
But I like when they show up every now and again. I think they're interesting to toy with.
It's just not as good as the Shiro. Like
It may not be good, but it'll be fun.
We can't all be Fate, Carmen.
Yeah, after playing with that combo literally one time, I've just my idea of 2-soul combos being good has changed forever. Like this is just nowhere near that at all. Like okay. All right, next.
Ty, this is you.
I keep losing my track.
16.
16, thank you.
Shame.
My
Shame.
Sakurajima, shame.
Shame.
When your other adolescent character attacks, this gains 1500 power for the turn.
Oh baby, level 0 that gets up to 5k.
Clears a lane at 0. Boring. D minus.
We were just talking about level 0s that hit over Yuki.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Clears a lane at 0 and then dies to literally anything. Big bad.
Wins.
Dies to basically oversized vanilla 3Ks. Bad card. Anything that dies to vanilla 3K is a bad card.
You know, it's funny. If this was a 1-0 vanilla that had this effect and went to 7, we'd be giving it a C minus. Like
you're right.
This effect has no value at 0.
At 0, yeah.
Like barely any value at 0. Just something interesting to note. Next card.
All right. Tell us about this card, Carmen.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking vanilla. I
First
got
foot, then
I got
vanilla.
no fucking time of this. Like F minus. Fuck this. Fuck
Yeah, but
vanillas, dude.
vanillas are
I don't-
oversized.
I don't know. I think it's playable. Basically an oversize.
Okay, all right, fine. It is. It has like funny art. It is a card that, like, I guess you'd be willing to field. I guess it's a D. Like, it's a card that you can play and not feel terrible about, I guess, because it's basically an oversize in today's meta. Fucking vanilla. 2 in a row, man. Alright, next.
All right, next. Speaking of oversizes, we've got Kaide Crisis as a sister. When this card becomes reversed in battle, you cannot use Encore for the turn.
Oh,
3,500. It's
literally an unconditional oversize.
Is that encore for your field or just for this character?
That's Encore, period.
Yeah.
You can't Encore anything.
Doesn't mean
Ooh.
shit.
But yeah, at 0, you don't want to Encore anything anyway.
Yeah, who cares?
So it goes
I
in
don't
your
think it's
it goes in your
too
Kaide
bad.
waifu. It goes in your Kaide waifu.
B minus, dude. It is an oversize. So, okay. I gotta lens this right now. So
I mean that card we just talked about.
I was brewing Summer Pockets today. Having
This is just better.
having an oversize that is like basically doesn't have an actual condition, like actual drawback, is more of a boon than you think. We're kind of spoiled in English where our oversize are all kind of like, oh, well, like whatever, like the drawback is nothing. You gotta take those when you can get them, because some sets just don't have them. So it's kind of cool that this set does have one that's just kind of like, doesn't
Sheen on
really
vanilla
matter.
4K that
Because
can't
let
use
me tell
backups.
you, the best 3,500 in Summer Pockets is one that just blows up when your opponent plays a climax. So there's nothing else above 3K that's like worth fielding.
In most sets, the ones that kill themselves are 4K.
Yeah.
So poor Summer Pockets.
Yeah. Rest in peace. All right. Next card.
Fumika Nanjo, announcer.
What?
For each... Sorry?
I don't remember this character for a fucking second. Who
Neither
is
do I.
this?
I've literally just been watching this show. I'm on like episode 8 or 9 or something, and I don't know who this character is.
You don't remember the announcer, Carmen?
No, I don't remember the fucking announcer.
The who?
The who? Literally who? Literally who?
Who's the announcer?
Who is that?
Alright, so for each character in your opponent's back row gets 1,000 power. On play, you can ditch a card. Look at it for taking adolescence. Everything else goes to waiting room.
So it's like an Akatsuki.
At level 2.
It's a 2185 Akatsuki.
I love it when my character or my opponent has control over how much power my characters have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that part. I'm gonna give it a D plus because Akatsuki's fine, but like Akatsuki's at level 2 or
It's a
bleh.
2-1
I think it's a
Akatsuki.
horrible card.
It's bad. I don't like.
Bleh. Akatsuki's strong in a vacuum, but on a 2-1, like, what's the fucking point? All right, next.
Tyler.
Alright. Kaide Azusagawa, Courage to Move Forward.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah, this is the
The one that the finisher changes into.
yeah.
So, like, I don't know. This is fine, but, like, experience.
I
okay,
think this
like,
is
in
just
my-
Kaide waifu.
In my, like, I don't know. I don't want to say experience. I'm trying to not say experience. In my experience on standby targets is really, really bad. Like, with that, like, I don't know, the 1/1 from Poppin' Party.
From Bang Dream, yeah.
Yeah, like, where that's your ideal standby target. It feels so bad. It feels so bad because it's just a 6K until you can, like, level a level 2. And this one is expecting you to level... You either have to level a 3 and a 1 or 2 2/2s.
Yeah,
like,
you know what just occurred to me is you need experience 4 for this card, but you want to be standbying it at level 1 when you can't.
Exactly. So it's just like you can't stand by it. Like,
That changes things for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it I think it's straight bad in that context.
D minus.
It only goes in fucking Kaide Waifu where you're running the 3/2 and you stand by into this. This is a card that's completely useless at level 1 when you stand by it, and that makes it garbage.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. I don't want to look at this anymore. As much as I love Kaide, that sucks.
Kaide's had a bad.
All right, we got the panda pajamas.
Heck yeah.
Let's go.
Experience. If the sum of levels of the cards in your level zone is 3 or higher, choose up to 2 cards in your waiting room, return them to hand, ditch a card, then choose one of your characters and give it 2k power. So you pay 1 to cantrip and give something 2k for the turn. And you have a restriction? F. Fuck that. It's an event. Events have to be fucking busted to be good.
Yeah,
They have to be unbelievably impactful, or at least go to memory and compress to be good, because you have to run them in multiples of 2 or higher to see them. Like, this makes me want to puke. Like,
I guess you play it in your Kaide Waifu.
It has a restriction. All it does is cantrip. It doesn't go to memory. It gives
It's
something
called
2k
pajamas
power.
for F.
Yeah. Unfortunate. All right, last card here.
All right, let's talk about Secret Treasure. 2/1 counter event. Search your deck for up to 2 characters with Mai and or Nodoka in their name. Reveal them to your opponent and put them in your hand. Discard a card from your hand to your waiting room and shuffle your deck.
That name restriction.
Okay,
Yeah,
so...
I mean, I guess it compresses during counterattack stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is still super good. I think this is an event actually worth running. That deck tech I was talking about earlier was running this card at, I think, 3. Might have been 4. Because it does, it does compress. Because, well, think about it. You're running Maguro and Mai. You're running Wind. You're running Windgate. Pretty much all your cards, except the Sakura 2/1 that pulls the Mai, right? Are Mai's or Nodokas. So basically this says grab 2 cards that you want, compress your deck by 2, filter on a back.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
not bad.
I mean, in Weiss there are so few ways to interact with a bad deck state during your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be potentially valuable.
That's like half the reason gear is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like almost a gear in that sense.
Yeah. Why doesn't Bunnygirl have gear?
Why doesn't have Bunnygirl have gear?
Why isn't Panda
Stop
Pajamas
talking
gear?
about gear.
Why isn't Panda Pajamas gear? Anti Kaide mobility gear.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this has to be.
I think
it's definitely better than Niche. It's definitely. I think it might be B+.
I think I'm just gonna give it a flat B.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna give it a B+ only because coincidentally, most of the cards that you're gonna be running in good builds are Mai's or Nodokas, because you don't have to search for one of. It's not like the 2 Love-Ru event, right, where you have to search for one of one and one of the other. You can search for 2 Mai's. You can search for 2 Nodokas. So as long as you're running one of whatever and you're in yellow, you can run this card. And it's literally just compress 2 out of your deck when you get attacked, which might save your ass. Like, this might be this is like, okay, at best case, this is a 1-cost money counter that filters your hand. At worst case, it filters your hand. Like, that's pretty good. Like, that's pretty fucking good. All right.
That's pretty good for 1 stock, yeah.
We got anything else for yellow? Or is that it?
No, I think that's it.
That's it.
It was just climaxes, but we went through that already.
Yeah, we already went through them.
Next time we get to talk about some best girl cards.
Oh, God. All right.
You guys get ready. I'm building Futaba Waifu.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back with green.